Over the last year, they've all been winners. Tonight, some of them will become champions. Live from Heritage Place in Oklahoma City, it's the 2013 AQHA Racing Champions Awards.
Good evening and welcome for the American Quarter Horse Association. I'm your Master of Ceremonies tonight, Matt Darby. Please give a warm welcome to my co-host this evening, the track announcer and publicity director at nearby Remington Park, Dale Day.
Hi everybody, glad to be back again. Congratulations to all of you for being here tonight. It's a special night and good luck to all of you as well.
We have some special guests in attendance this evening. I'd like to introduce them, recognize them. First of all, Secretary of Agriculture for the state of Oklahoma, Jim Reese, is in attendance this evening. Say hello to AQHA Executive Vice President Don Treadway. Also AQHA Executive Committee member Dr. Glenn Blodgett and his wife Karen. AQHA Executive Committee First Vice President Johnny Trotter and his wife Jana are also here this evening. And finally, AQHA President Johnny Dobbs is with us as well. We're very happy to have all of you here this evening. The champions' ballots for each equine category are determined by a collection of criteria. Some automatically make the ballot based on earnings or wins. Others are nominated and voted onto the ballot by the AQHA Racing Committee. Members of the Champions Selection Subcommittee then meet to review the finalists and cast their ballots to determine each division's champion. The ballots for breeder, owner, trainer, and jockey of the year consist of the top 10 individuals with the best overall placing according to money earned, races won, and performance in graded stakes. Winners are likewise chosen by the Champions Selection Subcommittee. The 21 subcommittee members are elected by the AQHA Racing Council and Racing Committee, 10 by one, 11 by the other. And to ensure fairness, AQHA rules mandate geographic diversity among the subcommittee members. Individual voting results will be made public at the conclusion of tonight's ceremony. So, now you know the rules. Let's meet the champions. I'll first ask AQHA President Johnny Dobbs to join Dale on stage to help present the award for Champion 2-Year-Old Colt. This year's 10-horse ballot includes 7 runners who earned at least $300,000 and 2 that earned more than $500,000 apiece. In alphabetical order, your contenders this year are Cartel Quick, winner of the Grade 1 Ruidoso Futurity. Coronado Cartel, who won 5 of 7 starts, including the Remington Park, Oklahoma bred Futurity. 5 Bar Cartel, the high earner in this group at more than $650,000. He's Relentless, who qualified for 3 open Grade 1s by winning all 3 trials. He's a Fast Rogue, the only Louisiana bred among our 2-year-old colts, won his trials to 3 restricted Grade 1s. Oldsmobile Hill, winner of the Grade 3 Valley Junction Futurity at Prairie Meadows. Regal Eagle finished second by a neck in the Grade 1 All-American Futurity. Separatist First Down had 7 wins in 10 starts and qualified for 4 graded stakes. Turbulent Times, earner of more than $500,000 with 4 wins in 5 outs. And Wagon Tails, who finished in the money in the All-American and Heritage Place Futurities. The 2013 champion 2-year-old colt is 5 Bar Cartel. In June at Los Alamitos, he'd go off as a 9-to-1 long shot and then stop the clock in a very competitive Ed Burke Million Futurity.
And away they go, and the Ed Burke Million and bump from both sides was Turbulent. Maserati B and 5 Bar Cartel. Unchangeable's coming out strongly now. Turbulent Times has recovered. Corky's trying to run on as well as Unchangeable. The legacy of Schweineveld may continue if Unchangeable can hold off 5 Bar Cartel. Unchangeable, Eddie Garcia, 5 Bar Cartel may have got him though. Very, very tight. Either 5 Bar Cartel or Unchangeable and Nose Bob. Maserati B and Turbulent Times in a photo for third. Very, very close for the win here in the Ed Burke Million.
5 Bar Cartel is owned by San Gregorio Racing Stables, Inc. He was bred in California by Esmeralda Flores. His trainer is Danny Montez, and he was ridden primarily by Saul Ramirez. The son of Corona Cartel made his connections very proud in 2013, winning 5 times in 7 outs.
joined by Jorge Gregorio, owner for 5-Bar Cartel, all or nothing runner, 5 wins from 7 starts. Didn't hit the board in the other 2, but really had a very strong first half of the season. How surprised, if at any, are you at this honor tonight?
I'm very surprised. You know, we had a good year, and thanks to Danny, they did a wonderful job for me, and thank you all that's made this happen for me. You know, that's made this possible. And he's a good horse, you know, and he tried hard. He qualified for all 3 $1 million races at Los Al, and that says a lot about the horse. He's a nice horse, and hopefully he continues to be.
Plans for 2014 then?
Yes, sir. We plan to take him to the mountain and try our luck there and see how it goes.
Well, there's a pretty good Derby series out there, so that's a nice plan. Congratulations. Matt?
This year's contenders for champion 2-year-old filly certainly comprise an eclectic bunch. Horses that broke their maidens in March and just kept on winning, to late bloomers that caught fire when most of us were putting up our Christmas decorations. The first nominee is Belle Helene, placed second in the Grade 1 Rainbow Futurity and won her trials to the Ruidoso, Rainbow, and All-American Futurities. Big Biz Perry, winner of the Grade 1 Heritage Place Futurity at Remington. Eagles Magic, winner of the $400,000 Hialeah Futurity. Especially Trace, winner of the Grade 2 Sam Houston Futurity and qualifier to 2 open Grade 1s. Kate's Dynasty, earner of $450,000 and winner of the Grade 1 Texas Classic Futurity. Mighty Moon, with a record of 3, 2, and 1, finished in the money in 6 of 7 starts. Ms. First Prize Rose, this group's high earner at $543,000 and winner of the Grade 1 Rainbow Futurity. Sandra Sue Blue, winner of the Mardi Gras Futurity at Louisiana Downs. Up for it, 3 wins in 5 outs, including the restricted Grade 2 Governor's Cup Futurity at Los Al. One to watch, both prolific and successful, with 6 wins and 8 starts. And WR Golden Eagle, winner of the Grade 1 West Texas Futurity at Sunland. The 2013 champion 2-year-old filly is Kate's Dynasty. This sorrel filly by FDD Dynasty won her trials to the Ruidoso and All-American Futurities. Then in October, she qualified for the Grade 1 $1 Million Texas Classic Futurity at Lone Star Park.
They're off. Kate's Dynasty got a fantastic start right in the center, jumps out to the early lead. He's relentless firing up there. Then Coronado Cartel, Houdini, one to watch, and Scusi plays too far back. What a performance by Kate's Dynasty. Kate's Dynasty overwhelming them with a huge victory in the $1 million Texas Classic Futurity. What a win.
Kate's Dynasty is owned by Billy G. Smith, Jerry Wyndham, and Patrick D. Guthrie. Bred in Texas by Jerry Wyndham, trained by Mike Joyner and Tommy Zarate, and ridden primarily by G.R. Carter. And this is a horse that just kept getting stronger and stronger as the year went by, frequently overcame trouble to power out strong performances even when she didn't end up winning, but she continued to dominate increasingly tough competition. Her performance in the Texas Classic Final looked a lot like her victory in the trial.
Very solid group of owners and connections here, Matt. Jerry Wyndham's going to be the speaker for this group. Try, and try again. You kept knocking on the doors and winning trials, but couldn't quite get into the futurity. But finally, when you get into one, you sealed the deal impressively.
Yeah, that's correct. We ran some awfully good races and had some bad luck, and finally luck came our way, and she did a great job.
As the season went on, she became a little bit more dominant. What finally helped put her over the top and really start to get things done?
Well, I'm not sure there was anything in particular. She finally got to where she'd leave the gates really good, and she did in the All-American trials and had the 6th fastest that second day, and from then on, the next 2 races, were just tremendous.
All right, that was the 2-year-old year. What plans do we have for 3-year-old year?
Well, we're going to go back out and try it again.
Do it all over again. Champion 2-year-old filly, Kate's Dynasty. Matt?
Now to this year's contenders for champion 2-year-old gelding. The first nominee in this category is A Corona Sunset. Won his trials to the Golden State Million and the Los Al 2 Million. Dynasty's First Call, winner of the Grade 1 Dash for Cash Futurity at Lone Star. FJR Bread and Butter, 5 wins and 8 starts, including the restricted Grade 1 Lee Berwick Futurity at Delta. Cash SR started his career by breaking his maiden, finished the year by winning the deuce. Handsome Jack Flash, winner of the Grade 1 All-American Futurity and the year's high earner at $1.4 million. Houdini finished his freshman campaign 5-2-1 in 9 starts, including a second-place finish in the Texas Classic. Old-time Preacher Man, winner of the restricted Grade 1 Louisiana QHBA Futurity. Phillips Streakin, winner of the restricted Grade 1 Louisiana QHB Sale Futurity. Excuse Please, winner of 2 graded stakes, including the Open Grade 1 Southwest Juvenile Championship at Zia. Viva Mi Corazon ran well at Los Al with a win in the Grade 2 PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity and a second-place finish in the deuce. And You and How Many More, winner in 4 of 8 starts, including the Grade 2 Hobbs America Futurity. The 2013 champion 2-year-old gelding is Handsome Jack Flash. With 4 wins in 5 starts, there are a number of solid performances to highlight, but of course, Handsome Jack Flash's season culminated with the Grade 1 All-American Futurity.
They're running in the All-American Futurity, and a beautiful break from all. Wagon Tails fast from the far side with Regal Eagle. Inside of that, You and How Many More. He's relentless, especially Trace at the rail. And also Handsome Jack Flash is coming on. Here's Handsome Jack Flash. Handsome Jack Flash, especially Trace, Regal Eagle, far side, and Wagon Tails. Handsome Jack Flash, I believe, won. Wagon Tails was to the far side. Regal Eagle and especially Trace at the rail.
Very impressive performance. AQHA happy to announce, and I'm sure, of course, this horse's connections are very happy to hear that Handsome Jack Flash is also the 2013 AQHA Racing Champion 2-year-old. Handsome Jack Flash is owned by Norma and Brenda Alvarez and Deborah Laney, bred in New Mexico by Deborah Laney. He's trained by Juan Gonzalez and was ridden by Jaime Pargaleos.
With Norma Alvarez, Handsome Jack Flash, champion 2-year-old gelding, and champion 2-year-old Norma. What are your thoughts? You ventured away from New Mexico breds for the All-American. You had great success against New Mexico breds. Didn't win your trial, but you get into the big race. Your thoughts going into it?
Well, we were hoping that, he would be very successful. And I have to say that his breeder, Deborah Laney, told me, we raised her horses, on our farm. And when he was born, she came and she told me, that's my All-American winner. And she must have told me that 50 times. And I said, okay, Debbie, yeah, I believe you, girl. Go get him. And it came true. It came true.
50 times about him or 50 times about 50 other horses?
No, 50 times about only him. Never anybody else. It was always just him. She's raised several, but she just knew.
So now if she says that again, you'll know?
I know. I'll go bet on it.
He seems to battle all the way through his races and just grind it out, and the last few yards finally get there to eke out the win. How nerve-wracking is that?
We were pretty confident with him because we always saw that second kick right in the middle of the race. And I thought during the All-American he didn't really have the second kick like we had seen before, but he gutted it out. He just tried really hard. But it was a fabulous group. So, it was top of the game, and he came through. So we're so happy for him.
2014 plans?
Rainbow, Derby, and the All-American Derby.
All right. Handsome Jack Flash, champion 2-year-old gelding, champion 2-year-old. Congratulations.
Our next recognition is one that AQHA has actually awarded for many years, but this is the first year we're honoring its winners here at the AQHA Racing Champions Awards ceremony. The title of World Chariot Champion goes to the winning team at the World Chariot Championships in Ogden, Utah. Chariot racing, as it exists today, started in Wyoming in the 1920s as a winter sport, which it still is. Draft horses were used to pull hay sleds through the snow. Not surprisingly, it took almost no time until the ranchers started racing. Sleds became cutters, which are basically chariots with skids instead of wheels. And today, even though the teams are racing on wheeled chariots, they still call themselves cutters. This brand of racing is every bit as exciting, harrowing, and competitive as traditional horse racing. The sport asks its athletes for high levels of speed, strength, and coordination, and that means American quarter horses. These men and women don't race for money, they race for trophies and bragging rights, because ultimately, horse racing is its own reward. The 2013 AQHA World Chariot Championship team is Rowdy Friends Racing. On the left, Don't Gimme No BS. On the right, BS Big Shoes by Makin' Moves, a stakes-winning son of First Down Dash. The team is owned and managed by Brent and Sherry Young. Brent's also the trainer and the driver. He's helped, of course, by his team members, including Mike Martin, David Gillette, Max Young, Todd Thomas, and, of course, wife Sherry. Now, the Rowdy Friends weren't able to make it to Oklahoma City this week, but I know that they would all love to see you at the next World Chariot Championships in Ogden. So please join me in congratulating the 2013 World Chariot Champions, Rowdy Friends Racing. All right, I'd like to thank President Johnny Dobbs. Johnny, we'll see you again later on in the show, but now we'll ask AQHA First Vice President Johnny Trotter to relieve you of your on-stage duties for the next few presentations. Each year, 26 AQHA professional horsemen participate in a program called Team Wrangler. Racing trainers and jockeys compete for the title of Team Wrangler Top Racing Professional. Selection is based on money earned during the Team Wrangler season, and contestants are required to uphold certain professional standards defined by Wrangler and AQHA. Both organizations are happy to announce that the 2013 Team Wrangler Top Racing Professional is G.R. Carter Jr. The Team Wrangler season runs from September of one year through August of the next year, and the most recent Team Wrangler season, GR's mounts earned $3,646,119. As part of its commitment to the breed, Wrangler makes a $20,000 contribution to the American Quarter Horse Foundation each year on behalf of the winning team. Wrangler joined AQHA as a corporate partner in 1989 and produces the association's official jeans and shirts. GR receives a custom belt buckle made by Montana Silversmiths and a check for $2,500. Congratulations again to GR Carter Jr.
GR, congrats. I know you don't have any belt buckles, so you probably needed another one. Talk about this award a little bit. I know you've done so much in race riding throughout your career, but Wrangler's team is a little bit special to you, and so are some of the other events in horsemanship.
Well, yeah, the Team Wrangler's been a really good program. I think since they put the jockeys on there, I've been on there every year, and I'm kind of proud of that I've continually stayed on, done well enough to be able to stay on the team, and it's a real good program. I get some free clothes and do a little advertising for Wrangler, and this $2,500 bonus, or however, how much is it? $2,500 bonus I got here always come in handy, and I really appreciate Wrangler for including the racing side of the industry, especially the jockeys.
And the clothes are okay too, you said?
Oh yeah, I have to have my wife pick them out though, because I don't have any style, so she does it for me.
That's all right. You have winning style, and that's what counts. Congratulations, GR Carter. Matt?
And now we come around the turn to list this year's contenders for AQHA Champion Distance Horse. Starting with Corona's Boy, winner of the New Mexico Classic Cup 870 Championship at Zia Park. D.E. Wagon's Strawfly, winner of the Zia 870 Championship and the Challenger 6 Handicap, also the high earner on this year's distance ballot. Fishin' Bordeaux with 3 wins and 9 starts, including the Getaway Stakes at Sunland. Flying Fish, another Fisher's Dash product, won the King Rick Rack Stakes at Zia Park. Honoroso, 5 wins in 7 outs, including the Grade 1 Red Cell Distance Challenge Championship. And Rollickin' Red, 2 wins and 2 seconds in 4 starts and almost $100,000 in earnings. The 2013 AQHA Distance Champion is Honoroso. The Fly Just Fly Gelding spent almost the entire season dominating the Intermountain region, but his biggest race of the year was also his last, and within shouting distance of the Pacific Ocean, the Grade 1 Red Cell Distance Challenge Championship at Los Alamitos.
Her hero still has a chance coming on as well with Emperor Valerian as they make their way inside the 16th hole, and Dasher's Midnight is absolutely flying down along the inside. Here comes Dasher's Midnight after Ana Rosa, and Ana Rosa Ramon Guzzi win it. Finishing second may have been Dasher's Midnight ahead of Call Her Hero, but the winner of the Red Cell Distance Challenge Championship is Ana Rosa.
Ana Rosa is owned by Richard Gardner and Jim Hansen, bred in Utah by Sassy Farms, LLC. Trainers are Ryan and Mark Hansen. In the race you just watched, he was piloted by jockey Ramon Guzzi, one of 5 riders for Honorato last year.
With Mark Hansen, congratulations on the award for Honorato. This one almost never makes you wonder if he's going to win. He's a length and a half, 4.5 lengths, 4 3/4 lengths, 5 3/4 lengths. So when you get to the Champions race, the Champion Challenge race for distance, what ran through your mind when he wasn't pulling away for that daylight lead in the stretch?
You know, it was a really tough field. It was a lot tougher than what he ran against. The one thing with this horse is every time he shows up, he runs his best, and if it's good enough to win, it's great. If it's not, you know, he's giving it his all.
Now, he was a solid claim, $6,250 back in 2012, and he'd had some success as a 3-year-old in Derby races, but what made you think that maybe you needed to stretch him out and go longer than 400, 440 yards?
You know, it was actually my brother Ryan. He worked him, and he said, you know, this horse really wants to run farther. He switched leads, went into the turn. The problem with it was he was a 3-year-old, and we didn't want to run a 3-year-old 870 yards. So it was actually kind of a fluke thing. At the end of his 3-year-old year, we just put him in a race, and he never actually worked around the turn, and he ran off and won by like 4.5 lengths. So I think that was the turning point in his 870 career.
Was it a jaw-dropping, eye-popping moment? Then you went, wow, or what? What happened then?
Well, it was kind of weird because the sun was going down, it was getting dark, and we weren't sure what was going to happen, if he was even going to make the course, and really surprised all of us the way he ran that day.
You made that one and a few others. Congratulations, Mark Hansen, Honoroso champion distance runner. Matt?
Our next award this evening is the only racing champion title that isn't balloted. The AQHA South American champion is the winning horse in the Bank of America Racing Challenge South America Regional Qualifier in Brazil. This year's South American champion is Italia Gold, 2009 gold medal chess mare, who won her challenge regional qualifier at Sorocaba Jockey Club in Sorocaba, Brazil.
Cuidando a partida para o Charlie 2013. Agrupados os competidores pela baliza 7, nós temos Itália Gold, pela 8, Tiger Verde, pela 4, Elétrica Braille, Mádia Grande pela 3. A briga é espetacular entre os competidores desse grande prêmio Charlie 2013. Aqui por lá 7 nós temos Itália Verde. Vamos lá, chegaram a ser Itália Gold. Aração Mateus foi o vencedor.
Italia Gold is owned by Harassao Mateus, was bred by the late Samaja Gianni Franco, trained by Miguel Cruz, ridden by Alison Dutra. He navigated the 440 yards in 21.46 seconds. Vince Genko this evening is representing the connections of Italia Gold.
All right, Vince, talk a little bit about South American racing and the growth of the program down there as it's really starting to take off over the last few years.
Well, they really, when we started the challenge program down there, I believe it was about 6-7 years ago, it was something that was very important to the Brazilian breeders down there, and we've tried to bring up as many horses as we could to compete in the finals. The program down there is going very well. I mean, the business is very strong. And Mr. Ovidio Ferreira, who owns Harassao Mateo, asked me to receive this for him, and I'm very honored to do so.
And talk a little bit about the passing of Samaja Gianni Franco and what that means.
Well, that was a big loss to the industry. It really was, and as most of everybody knows now, we are going to disperse all of his horses in Brazil in May at his annual sale, his yearling sale. So it'll be about 150 head of horses sell down there, and we have some mares in this sale here. And the family has decided that they wanted to go out while they were on top, and they certainly were on top in Brazil. They won quite a few year-end awards in Brazil this year, and he had a Grade 1 stakes winner up here this year at Los Alamitas. So we, everything changes, and things progress, but I think we're all going to miss Johnny and his program because he was a true horseman.
Vince, thank you very much. South American racing continues to grow. Matt?
Well, from Brazil, we navigate north to look at this year's contenders for AQHA Mexican champion. Racing American quarter horses from Mexico are making a bigger impact on the sport every year, and this award is limited to those horses who were foaled in Mexico and raced primarily in Mexico. The ballot consists of the top 10 money-earning horses that met that criteria. The first nominee is AQHA, winner of the Campeonato Juvenil at the Hippodrome in Mexico City. Big Bang Zoom, 4 for 5 at the Hippodrome this year, including 2 stakes wins. Vacateer, 1-1-1 in stakes races, including a victory in the Derby Mexicano in Mexico City. Chico Horse earned $70,000 south of the border in 2013. Horse Gamble, winner in 3 of 5, including the Derby Subasta Selecta. La Neosa, who had 3 wins and a second in 7 starts. NC Gucci Shoes won the $100,000 Futurity Mexico in May. One famous episode was an impressive 4-1-1 in 6 starts, including a win in the Adequan Derby Challenge Regional at Mexico City. Power Latina is the high earner in this category. She won the restricted Grade 3 Futurity Subasta Selecta. And Special Exterior, winner of the Bank of America Championship Challenge Regional at the Hippodrome. The 2013 AQHA Champion Mexican Racehorse is One Famous Episode. This 2010 daughter of One Famous Eagle became accustomed to breaking the tape in 2013, going 4-1-1 in 6 outs. She qualified for the Challenge Championships with this win in the Adequan Hippodromo Derby Challenge.
Por el centro, Winners adversario número 5. Aiter con el número 3 por el lado exterior. One Famous Episode número 10. Ya viene encargada One Famous Episode por fuera. Por dentro Aiter. Pero es One Famous Episode ganando fácilmente. Aiter el segundo. Tercero Winners adversario. Así llegan.
One Famous Episode is owned by Jose Agustino Sornio, bred in Texas by Burnett Ranches, LLC, trained by Elazar Rubalcaba, Saul Fernandez, and Ryan Hansen, ridden by jockey Manuel Molina. Her biggest payday of the year was actually a second-place finish in the highly competitive Derby Mexicano at the Hippodrome in Mexico City. So congratulations again to the connections of this year's Mexican champion. We continue our trek north to where south of the border means North Dakota to review the contenders for AQHA Champion Canadian Racehorse. Now, much like the Mexico division, these nominees are the top 10 money-earning horses who were foaled in Canada and raced primarily in Canada. We begin with Caraway Blue, a 2007 gelding, who won the Ontario Bred and Foaled Maturity plus the Peacock Maturity, both at Ajax. Corduroy Road is the high earner on this year's Canadian ballot. He won the Peacock Derby and the Ontario Bred and Foaled Derby at Ajax. C.R. Strawfly Bucks won the John Deere Juvenile Challenge Regional at Evergreen Park. Just Kiss My Texas won the Ontario Sire Stakes Derby at Ajax. Mel's Dash, a prolific 2008 gelding, lit the board in 7 of 9 starts. Not Too Much won her trial and then the final of the Ontario Sires Futurity. Pegasus 1 Under Par won 5 out of 10 this year and ran exclusively at Ajax Downs. Poughton with Speed had 4 wins in 5 starts, including 2 stakes. Reckless and Wild was 2-2-2 in 7 starts. He won the Alex Peacock Memorial Futurity. And Remington Memories, who had an impressive win in the restricted Grade 3 Alberta Bred Futurity at Evergreen Park. The 2013 AQHA Champion Canadian Racehorse is Corduroy Road. Only once last year did this rock-solid Jess Gelding fail to finish in the top 2. One of his 2 stakes wins was this resilient performance in the Peacock Derby.
And they're off. By me, One Cool Bud gets out very quickly, as does Carter's Secret. Towards the fences, DM Paid in Cash, and Vanek and Carter's Secret is the one to catch. Carter's Secret, Corduroy Road now kicks in with high gear. Carter's Secret, Corduroy Road, who's it going to be? Corduroy Road wins it. Carter's Secret second. By me, One Cool Bud was third, and DM Paid in Cash finished fourth to complete the Superfecta unofficial numbers in race 9.
Corduroy Road is owned and was bred in Ontario by Gary and Marlene McNichol, trained by David Ward and Michelle Woodley, ridden by John McInerney. Corduroy Road would go on to win the 400-yard Ontario Bred and Full Derby 3 weeks later, and he opened his sophomore season with a second-place finish in the Maple Leaf Derby. All 3 of those stakes races were at Ajax Downs. Congratulations again to the connections of Corduroy Road. Our next recognition is one of 3 this evening that aren't determined by earnings or wins or points, but rather by simple hard work on behalf of the American quarter horse racing industry. AQHA each year presents the Gordon Crone Special Achievement Award to a man who worked tirelessly that year to advance the sport. Gordon Crone himself was a longtime racing horseman from Kansas who worked to promote the industry in his home state and across the country. The association accepts nominations for this award near the end of each calendar year, and a vote of the AQHA Racing Committee determines the winner. The recipient of the 2013 Gordon Crone Special Achievement Award is Matt Whitman of Edmond, Oklahoma. Matt's an AQHA director and secretary of the Oklahoma QHRA. He's a former chairman of both the AQHA Racing Council and Racing Committee. His recent involvement in medication regulation and testing has been extensive and instrumental. He's focused efforts to raise awareness of performance-enhancing drugs, including testimony to the United States Congress. He makes constant efforts to not simply promote the sport of American quarter horse racing, but also to protect its integrity. It's likely that everyone in this room already knows the name of Matt Whitman, and it's unlikely that anyone here believes they do more for American quarter horse racing than he does. Please join us in congratulating and thanking Matt Whitman, winner of this year's Gordon Crone Special Achievement Award. We return now to our equine awards as we recognize the sport's newest Dam of Distinction. We will also relieve Mr. Trotter of his on-stage duties and welcome AQHA Executive Committee member Dr. Glenn Blodgett to present our next recognitions. The title Dam of Distinction is bestowed on an American quarter horse mare that has made extraordinary contributions to the breed. Tonight we recognize Fearless Freda as the latest dam to receive the honor. She was foaled in 1993, bred by Gentry Brothers and owned by Robert Gentry. She earned the honor when she produced 2 American quarter horse racing champions, Fredericksburg and Fredaville. Those 2 are also Grade 1 winners, and Dash Freda is a 3rd stakes winner. She produced 11 starters from 14 foals, and they earned a total of more than $1 million. And so Fearless Freda becomes just the 45th mare to earn the title Dam of Distinction, and the first since 2010. Congratulations to her connections. It's time now for our next age category, the 3-year-olds, and we begin with the contenders for champion 3-year-old colts. We start with Brace for Bernal. 6 starts, 6 wins, 2 of them stakes, 1 of them graded. Dash Master Jess, also with 6 wins, but in 12 starts. 1 of them was the Hialeah Derby. Dash's Best, who went on a tear starting in September to finish the year with 4 straight victories. Habit's Secret, 1, 2, and 1 in stakes races. He won Hialeah Park's $200,000 South Florida Derby. Djibouti Eagle SA, winner of the Grade 1 Southern California Derby at Los Alamitos. JR Dynasty Mountain won the Grade 2 Adequan Derby Challenge Championship. And Point Break Dash won his trials to 3 different graded stakes, but his biggest paycheck was for a 3rd place finish in the All-American Derby. The 2013 champion 3-year-old colt is Brace for Bernal. Winning a race like the Grade 2 Heritage Place Derby is impressive enough. Winning by a length and a half is more than just a head-turner.
They're off in the Heritage Place Derby. High-class vodka breaks best to the outside. Send a Candy Guy is right there. A little bit of congestion now like an accordion. Here comes Brace for Bernal trying to squeeze away. Brace for Bernal moves to the front, up by a length, 150 to go. Brace for Bernal now in control. Out by 2. Dash and Brown Streak chases second. Brace for Bernal wins another Derby. The Heritage Place Derby by 2.
Brace for Bernal is owned by Noel Lopez Prieto, bred in Oklahoma by Joaquin N. Lopez, trained by Luis Villafranco and ridden by Paul Nieto. 6 wins in 6 starts, just about the best you could ask for. Brace for Bernal won a couple of those by a neck, but the rest were all by 1 to 2.5 lengths, including the $250,000 Remington Park, Oklahoma Bred Derby.
Noel Lopez Prieto, come here, please. You get to speak. Everyone shine away. You get the tough job. Well, you have a good colt, so that works out well for you. 7 straight wins to wrap up the career, 6 last year. He always seemed to have a burst of speed that's midway through the race and all of a sudden just took off. Your thoughts on his big run last year?
Well, it's just the good team trainers, you know. I have to thank them, and they've done a great job with him. And thank God to let me own him, and, you know, he's just have a wonderful year.
He was a little slow in getting going in his material, but he picked things up at the end of that 2-year-old year.
We always had trouble with him at the starting at the gates, but after we tied him down at the gates, he started concentrating a little better, but he's always been a slow start, but he's just getting better and better every time.
Well, he did get better and better every race. So in the trial for the All-American Derby, he wins, and then he comes up with an injury. How difficult was that to endure that and then realize that was it for racing?
Well, thank God we still have him. He got a crack on the Simon's bone, and lucky we done surgery on him, and he recuperated real well, and he started his new career as a stud horse. So
now, how's he doing so far with that?
Doing great, perfect. Even we can run him if we want to, but I think he's through running. He don't have to prove nothing else.
Heads are shaking yes, some are shaking no. Okay, we'll see what happens with Bracefer now. Congratulations on a great year for champion 3-year-old.
Up next, the contenders for 3-year-old filly. We start with Awful Alibi, winner of 2 stakes in 2013, including the restricted Grade 1 New Mexico Fillies and Mares Distaff Championship at Zia. Jet Black Gold Moment won the Firecracker Derby at Delta and finished second at the Grade 1 Texas Classic Derby at Lone Star. Cool Wave, winner of 5 this season, most notably the Grade 3 Altoona Derby at Prairie Meadows. Matabari, earner of $465,000. She won the Grade 1 Los Al Super Derby in November. Nellie Delaney, winner of the Grade 1 Southern California Derby at Los Alamitos. Scoop of Sunshine went 2-2-1 in just 6 starts, competing exclusively in graded stakes trials and finals. And Vancouver Moon, whose biggest payday was in the All-American Derby. The 2013 champion 3-year-old filly is Matabari. Well, races that carry a berth to the champion of champions are always coveted, and the Los Alamitos Super Derby, with its hefty 6-figure purse, is no exception. Here, Matabari becomes only the 3rd horse to win both the Los Al Super Derby and the Los Al 2 Million.
And away they go in the Los Alamitos Super Derby. And a good start for Remembering Spence to the extreme outside, and Scatmandu also came out running strongly. Here's Matabari and Scoop of Sunshine. O'Toole Hero is also right there as Matabari coming on strongly from down along the inside. And Matabari, O'Toole Hero, Scoop of Sunshine, Scatmandu on the outside. Matabari wins it over Scatmandu, O'Toole Hero, and running back and forth will be Scoop of Sunshine, but Matabari headed to the champion of champions.
Matabari is owned by Marlon Gonzalez and Valgo Racing Team LLC, bred in California by Jose Maria Gonzalez. Trained by Guillermo Morales and Paul Jones, ridden by Ramon Sanchez. At $465,000, Matabari, incidentally the high earner of these 3-year-old filly contenders. She never finished out of the money, coming in 1st or 3rd in every race, though never in 2nd, oddly enough. Go figure. Regardless, congratulations again to the connections of Matabari. And finally, the nominees for 3-year-old gelding. Up first, Bon Accord, who won his All-American Derby trial but finished 2nd by a neck in the final to Feature Hero. Farniente, winner of the Grade 1 Golden State Derby at Los Alamitos. Feature Hero, winner of the $2.8 million Grade 1 All-American Derby and the high earner of this group. JJ's Gone had just 2 starts this year, but he made them count. A win in his Rainbow Derby trial and a 2nd-place finish in the Grade 1 final. Jody Pops Zoomer won the Grade 1 Texas Classic Derby after making a statement as the fastest qualifier. Joker on Jack, 3-1-3 in 9 starts, including a win in the Grade 1 Refrigerator Handicap. Remembering Spence tallied 4 wins in 6 outs, one of which was the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby. Scatmandu qualified to 3 different open Grade 1s at Ruidoso and Los Al and earned more than $200,000. And Wicked Courage scored wins in both the Rainbow Derby and the Ruidoso Derby. The 2013 champion 3-year-old gelding is Feature Hero. Well, it doesn't get much more exciting than winning the single richest race in the history of the sport, and that is exactly what happened as Jimmy Brooks left the gate aboard Feature Hero in the $2.8 million All-American Derby.
They're running in the All-American Derby. Good break from all. And dropping back sharply at the start was the Magic Dash. Something wrong with the Magic Dash. Vancouver Moon fast in the stride. Feature Hero at the rail. Bon Accord. Then we have Elisa's Secret. Wicked Courage has nowhere to go. In battle between Feature Hero and Bon Accord. Bon Accord, Feature Hero. Feature Hero from Bon Accord. And then a 3-way photo maybe for 3rd and 4th.
And another round of applause, I believe, will soon be in order, because as it turns out, winning the richest race ever can earn you more than just a purse. Feature Hero is also the 2013 AQHA Racing Champion 3-year-old. Feature Hero is owned by Reliance Ranches LLC, bred in Oklahoma by Lon Merrick and Kent Jackson, trained by Eddie D. Willis and ridden primarily by jockey Jimmy Brooks. I'm sure Dale will ask about this, but I'm curious to know about the immediate reaction to winning a purse of that magnitude, particularly considering that Feature Hero's only 2013 win to that point was his first race of the year, which was his trial to the Oklahoma Bred Derby way back in early April.
Well, talking with Mike McKinney, let's start with that into the Remington Park Derby. you had a good shot in there. You ran into a tough one with Brace for Bernal, but things picked up fairly well for you after that moment.
Absolutely. You know, the horse is always just very strong and solid. Brace for Bernal is it's a very difficult horse to beat, and he's proven that over and over. But he just showed up, and he's just always running hard every time. Thanks to Jimmy Brooks and Eddie Willis, wherever he's at, getting him up here is, as you know, is about as difficult as anything. So there he is back there. But anyhow, no, we're just extremely ecstatic about this right here. This is an unbelievable award. Thank you, guys.
Now, when you moved away from Remington to go out to Ruidoso and qualify for the All-American, your thoughts going into that race and as things were progressing over the summer, were you fairly confident about what he was going to be able to do?
As far as after he qualified or just during the summer? We had a pretty good feeling that he'd be in the top 4. Had no idea that he would win it and pull it off, which every time I have a bad day or something else goes wrong, thank goodness for Q Racing. I'll go pull that race up and I feel a lot better. So, yeah, it was an unbelievable day.
That's a huge win. Obviously, you make your way into the Champion of Champions. Very respectable effort against older horses in that one. Plans for 2014?
You'd have to ask Eddie Willis. As far as I know,
he won't say anything, though.
Oh, I know, but we got a few starts planned for him at Remington Park and then on to the All-American Gold Cup. So
we're very happy we're going to see him back here in Oklahoma City. You've had a huge year, all of you, for Alliance Ratchets. Congratulations. Matt?
Well, a runner that earns the title of AQHA Supreme Racehorse is rare indeed. Prior to this year, a total of 102 had earned the distinction, the first dating back to 1974. Tonight, we welcome one more. An AQHA Supreme Racehorse has earned $500,000, has 2 open Grade 1 stakes victories, and 10 wins overall. The gelding Ochoa earned this distinction on August 4th with a win in the Grade 3 Mr. Jetmore Handicap at Ruidoso Downs, his 10th lifetime victory. Owned by J Bar 7 Ranch, Monty and Catsy Cluck, and Doug Benson, all of whom we ask to join us on stage if they're present. Ochoa is the sport's all-time leading money earner, with wins in the All-American Futurity, All-American Derby, and Rainbow Derby, all Grade 1s. Last year, he was named Champion 3-year-old, and the year before, Champion 2-year-old. Bred by Johnny T.L. Jones Jr. and trained by Sleepy Gelbreth, let's have a round of applause for the connections of AQHA Supreme Racehorse Ochoa. The Mildred N. Vessel Special Achievement Award recognizes an outstanding woman for her contributions to the American quarter horse industry in the last year. Millie Vessels was a longtime horsewoman who managed Los Alamitos Racecourse in its early days, that later concentrated on her own Vessels Stallion farm in Bonsall. This year, the AQHA Racing Committee has selected as the recipient of the Mildred N. Vessels Special Achievement Award Susan Hadley of Ogden, Utah. In 2008, an 800-pound bale of hay fell on Sherman Hadley. While hospitalized for his injuries, he suffered a stroke that paralyzed the left side of his body. And suddenly, Susan, along with sons Jordan and Garrett, found themselves running the ranch, at least as far as the physical aspects of the job are concerned. Sherm still provides an expert eye as Susan trains and races American quarter horses. In 2010, the Hadleys conditioned Dreaming of Kisses to win the $100,000 restricted Grade 2 Bitterroot Futurity. And so while we recognize Susan's accomplishments as a wife, a mother, and as a horsewoman, it is also her accomplishments and contributions as a human being that earn her this year's Mildred N. Vessels Special Achievement Award. And now I'll thank Dr. Blodgett for helping us present our awards this evening and ask AQHA Executive Vice President Don Treadway to take his place as we move on to the sports aged division. Pure coincidence. Horses 4 years old and older, and we begin with the mares. This category has the shortest list of contenders this evening with 5, but they certainly made an impact, averaging 9.2 starts apiece and combining for 12 stakes wins. Here are the contenders for champion-aged mare. 50 Dash had an amazing 8 wins in 10 starts last year, including victories in a pair of restricted graded stakes. Check and Fetch is both the most prolific runner among this year's aged mares and the highest earner at $226,000. She won 2 open grade 1s. Desert Delight Cash lit the board in 7 of 9 starts, including 4 wins. La Most Chingono managed to score 3 stakes wins in 3 consecutive outs at 3 different Louisiana tracks. And WDC Wendy's Wine was busy in 2013 with 10 starts. She lit the board in 5 graded stakes. The 2013 AQHA champion aged mare is Check and Fetch. The 2008 Check Him Out mare had a stakes record of 5-1-1, including wins in 2 open grade 1s, the Mariel Distaff Challenge Championship, and this, the Mildred N. Vessels Memorial Handicap at Los Alamitos.
And away they go in the Mildred Vessels Memorial Handicap. Required fire broke outwards. At the extreme outside comes Check and Fetch and Zoom Dasher. Now She's Just Toxic. Trace of Linda. This feature is special, but She's Just Toxic gains lead. Zoom Dasher. Check and Fetch is coming back on the far outside. She's Just Toxic and Check and Fetch and Zoom Dasher in a 3-way nose bob. Going to Check and Fetch ahead of Zoom Dasher and Check and Fetch. Back in third, She's Just Toxic, but Check and Fetch takes the Mildred Vessels.
Check and Fetch is owned by Lorena Velasquez Rodriguez and was bred in California by Mr. and Mrs. L. Judd Morse, trained by Paul Jones, ridden primarily by Ramon Sanchez and Eduardo Nicasio.
Paul, exactly half of her 12 career wins came last year. Why was she such a late bloomer?
You know, when I first got her, the first couple outs, she just kind of run mediocre. And then one day she just woke up and started running. And since then, she's just been right there every time.
Now, do you still have to try to figure out, or is it just you just open the doors and let her go?
I think we got it figured out.
Plans for 2014?
We're going to give her a little break right now, maybe pull an embryo or 2, and then bring her back later in the year.
Congratulations, Check and Fetch, champion aged mare. Matt?
Now to present the ballot for champion aged stallion. This is another short ballot, but much like the mares, one densely packed with talent. We begin with Fast Prize Jordan, winner of the Mighty Deck 3 Handicap and the Mr. Jet Moore Handicap, both at Remington Park. Feature Mr. Bojangles, who won the Grade 1 championship at Sunland Park and went 1-2-1 in 5 starts, running exclusively in graded stakes. He's Our Secret ran 7 times in 2013, 5 of which were open Grade 1s. Jess Cuervo, who went 3-3-1 in 9 outs, including a win in the Grade 2 Lovington Stakes at Zia. And Osvaldo, who won the restricted Grade 3 Lineage Championship and set a track record in the Zoom 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 Stakes at Albuquerque. The 2013 champion-aged stallion is Feature Mr. Bojangles. It was nothing but graded stakes in 2013 for this Feature Mr. Jess Stallion, 3 of which were open Grade 1s. He saved his best performance for last in the championship at Sunland Park.
Away they race. And coming out sharply on the inside, both Feature Mr. Who and First in Class DBS, taken on by He's Our Secret. Prospect to the top is making good ground down the center. Cold Cash 1, 2, 3 starting a run, and down the outside is Feature Mr. Bojangles. Feature Mr. Bojangles right down the outside, and Feature Mr. Who, and Feature Mr. Bojangles is the winner. From Feature Mr. Who, a photo of a show, DM streaking through fire, and Jess Cuervo behind them was Jess Lips.
Feature Mr. Bojangles is owned by R.D. Hubbard and Hazel Howlett, bred in Texas by Joyce Erickson. Trainers are Paul Jones and Sleepy Gilbreth. He was ridden by Roy Baldiaz, G.R. Carter, Escar Ramirez, and Cody Jensen.
With Sean Hubbard, talk about Feature Mr. Bojangles. Only the one win. He was in all those other races on the wrong side of the neck, and then he got it done in the final race of the year. What decision was made, and when did you guys make the decision to bring him back into training after what was, I guess, a brief retirement?
It was just conversation one day, and we decided to do it, and thanks to all the jockeys and Paul Jones, Lisa Samuel, and Sleepy Gilbreth. It was kind of a trainer by committee, and they did a great job, made a few changes, overcome some bad luck, and came up on top at the end of the year.
Now, how receptive was he to get back into the racing action program after his other career had already started?
Well, obviously it turned out all right. So we're happy to see it, and he's back to what I think he enjoys doing, and standing up here at Lazy E with Butch Wise and their great staff, and started off to a great year already.
Will you try to repeat last year's performance, doing what he's doing now for the first half of the year, then bring him back in the second half?
No, I don't know about that. Butch Wise will have something to say about that. So we're looking forward to the foals to come.
Well, congratulations, Sean. Sean Hubbard, Age Stallion feature, Mr. Bojangle.
Finally, the nominees for Aged Gelding. First, Bet on Baloo with 6 wins and 9 starts, including a victory in the restricted Grade 2 Mesilla Valley Speed Handicap at Sunland. DM Streakin' Through Fire, winner of the stacked Grade 1 Zia Park Championship. First in class DBS, who opened his year with a win in the Grade 1 Leo Stakes at Remington Park. Honoroso, the 2013 Red Cell Distance Challenge champion, who never finished worse than second in 7 starts. Cool Country Man, winner of the Grade 1 Bank of America Sam Houston Championship Challenge. Last to Fire is the high earner in this very impressive group of contenders at $515,000 in 2013. Winner of 3 open Grade 1s, all of Los Alamitos. Ochoa extended his lead as the all-time money earner, in part with a win in the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Invitational Championship. Priceless Feature had a pair of stakes wins this past year, headlined by the Grade 1 Remington Park Invitational Championship. Riley's Boy in February won the Grade 1 Los Al Invitational Championship, finished the year with more than $220,000 in earnings. And Vodka with Ice became the newest Bank of America Racing Challenge champion in November. The 2013 champion Aged Gelding is Last to Fire. The son of Walk Through Fire competed in 4 Grade 1s and visited the winner's circle after 3 of them. Most impressive performance of the year was likely the champion of champions. Be sure to listen to the names of his competitors in the call by Ed Burgard.
And away they go in the champion of champions. Not the best of starts for Ochoa. Last to Fire came out running beautifully with Check and Fetch also right there. In the middle part of the track, his feature hero, Matabari, is closing up on the far outside, but it's Last to Fire, and Eduardo Nicasio striding home powerfully. Matabari, Riley's Boy to the extreme outside, but a crushing victory for Last to Fire, number 2 in the polls going into the race. Probably world champion after that victory over Riley's Boy and Matabari, but a huge performance from Last to Fire, Eduardo Nicasio, after winning the Vessels Maturity and Go Man Go Handicap, now taking the champion of champions.
And the connections of Last to Fire have one more reason to be happy. He's also the 2013 AQHA Racing Champion Aged Horse. Nice title to go along with that of Champion Aged Gelding.
Champion Aged Gelding, Champion Aged Horse, Last to Fire. 4 straight wins to wrap up the season, including the biggest for the oldest runners in the Champion of Champions. Knocked on a lot of Derby doors at age 3, couldn't quite get through. Jesus Cuevas, one of the owners, what made you think at age 4 it might be a little better for him than it was in some tough races in age 3?
What happened to horse is he's getting older, he's getting running better and better, and that's why the horse get where the horse is right now.
His last 2 efforts, extremely smooth against the best older horses in the country. Any surprise with that, or is that what you expected at the end of the year?
Well, the horse, when he had 2 years old, he was qualified for the $2 million race, and then in the 3 years old, he been in a winter championship, and now 4 years old, it's getting more experience and better.
Continue on for 2014 at age 5 now?
Yes. Thank you to Jose de la Torre too, because he's doing a very, very good job.
Last to Fire, Champion Aged Gelding, overall age champion. Matt?
Last to Fire is owned by Jesus Cuevas and Jesus Avila. I neglected to mention their connections. Bred in California by Spencer Childers, trained by Jose de la Torre, ridden by Eduardo Nicasio and Francisco Rubio. American quarter horse owners have always been proud of their breed's diversity. Indeed, one of the hallmarks of the breed is that it can do anything. The Supreme Champion Award recognizes an American quarter horse that has achieved certain benchmarks on the racetrack and has earned honors in specific halter and performance events. Tonight's recipient is just the 49th horse to earn the title. Fly the Red Eye is a 2006 Solar Stallion bred by Julie Pilgrim of Powell, Wyoming, now owned by Dan and Aaron Knox of Pilot Point, Texas. He's by Mr. Eye Opener out of the Bully Bullion Mare Gitana. The stallion won or placed in 6 of 9 starts during his racing career. He earned a speed index of 97 and a bit more than $16,000 on the track. An AQHA Supreme Champion has earned at least 2 official speed index ratings of 90 or more, but also needs 40 points in the show ring in a combination of halter and performance, and he has to earn them under at least 5 judges. He must also stand Grand Champion at least twice and earn 8 points in roping or working cow horse. Fly the Red Eye earned points in halter, performance halter, heeling, and reining. He was the reserve world champion in performance halter stallions at the 2012 AQHA World Championship show and earned an AQHA champion title. Then finally in June of this year, he earned his last 2 points in reining, securing his place as the 49th AQHA Supreme Champion.
With Aaron Knox, one of the owners. Aaron, talk about Fly the Red Eye. At what point did you think maybe Fly the Red Eye had other talents aside from racing on flat?
When Kathy Smallwood came over and she saw him, and she's a professional halter horse trainer, and she said, "You need to do something with this horse." And I just wanted to ride the horse. I wasn't going to do this with him. That's why he has a short racing career, because I didn't want a stallion and I wanted to ride my horse. So changed a little bit.
So it all worked out very well. You're very happy with it?
Oh yeah, he's a very neat horse, and he's standing at James Ranch this year, his first year. So can't wait to see his babies next year.
He has another talent.
Yes, and he's very good at it.
All right, congratulations, Fly the Red Eye.
Thank you.
Well, before we commence with our Horsemen's Awards, we'll thank Mr. Treadway for helping us out and welcome once again AQHA President Johnny Dobbs onto the stage for the remainder of tonight's presentations. As with our equine champions, the AQHA Champion Breeder, Owner, Trainer, and Jockey Awards are determined by written ballot of the Champions Selection Subcommittee. The ballot consists of the top-ranked individuals with the best overall placing according to money earned, races won, and graded stakes performance. Let's now take a look at the ballot for the 2013 AQHA Champion Breeder. In alphabetical order, we begin with Mike Abraham with 151 starters and 32 graded stake starts. Anselmo Aguilar, whose 50 starters earned an average of $22,000. Edward C. Allred, first in wins this year with 147. And Hora Corporation with 58 starters in 2013. Burnett Ranches LLC, highest number of graded stakes wins with 5. Dr. Steve D. Burns with $875,000 in earnings. Bobby D. Cox, who had the second highest number of starters with 176. Double Bar S Ranch LLC had 10 starts in open graded stakes. Deborah Laney, whose horses earned $1.6 million in graded stakes. Lana Merrick and Kent Jackson, whose 2 starters earned $1.3 million. MJ Farms had $1.2 million in earnings, with nearly half that from graded stakes. Vessel Stallion Farm LLC's products tallied 16 starts in graded stakes. Jerry Wyndham had 10 graded stake starts from just 65 starters. Wheatona Stanley and Partners horses earned $1.5 million. Finally, Wheatona Stanley and William Smith, who earned more than $1 million with just 8 starters. AQHA Racing's 2013 champion breeder is Burnett Ranches LLC of Guthrie, Texas. Burnett Ranches totaled 55 wins and 280 starts, 11 of those being stakes victories. And here's one of them. Big Biz Perry, one of our 2-year-old filly nominees, winning a duel in the Grade 1 Heritage Place Futurity.
They're off in the Heritage Place Futurity. Solid start for He's Relentless, coming away sharply right there with BB Pepper Shaker and She's Lady James. Down inside Big Biz Perry, running big halfway home, battling for the front with BB Pepper Shaker. He's Relentless trying to find another gear. Wagon Tail's trying to kick on as well. Inside Big Biz Perry, He's Relentless outside. Big Biz Perry pulls the upset by a head over He's.
Of those 280 starts, a total of 126 finished in the money. Burnett Ranches had 3 wins in open grade 1s, a pair of victories in open grade 2s. Earnings totaled more than $2 million last year. Another round of applause. Burnett Ranches LLC.
Dr. Glenn Blodgett, Burnett Ranches, Your thoughts and speak about what this honor means for a very historic operation that's had so much success.
Oh boy, it's I gotta take some deep breaths here. Oh, it's great. It's very humbling. You know, we got a terrific owner, terrific team. Obviously, I guess we had a lot of confident owners that invested in our horses, and trainers did a great job with them, and jockeys, you know, and some racing luck along the way. But this is great. It's what every breeder wants, I think.
Well, congratulations, long time in coming. Burnett Ranches.
Starting in 2013, the AQHA Racing Champions Selection Subcommittee has the opportunity to choose a recipient of the AQHA Racing Breeder Special Recognition Award. The award is not to be presented every year, only when the Champions Selection Subcommittee deems a breeder to be especially worthy. This year, they have. The AQHA Racing Breeder Special Recognition Award goes to Bob and Jerry Gaston of Seguin, Texas. Bob, Jerry, if you're here, come on up. Just this year, the Gaston's products earned more than $780,000 at the track. As breeders, their graded stakes wins include Viva Mi Corazon in the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity, Native T. Rose in the Las Damas Handicap, and Bubba Carver in the Retama Park Derby. Native T. Rose, incidentally, also won the Grade 2 Charger Bar Handicap earlier this month in 2014. And they produced a lot of familiar names in seasons past. Champion Double Down Special was foaled in 2007. A year later, Bodacious Dash, Valiant Little Lady, St. Pat's First, and Jess Perfect, all bred by Bob and Jerry. The Gastons bought Wasting No Time in 1998 and used her to breed stakes winners such as Wasting No Cash, Timeless Favorite, and Generating Cash. They bred stakes-placed Corona Cerveza, which has produced the earners of $357,000. And it's Stoli time. Dam of Grade 2 winner, Wasting No Corona. Another round of applause for Bob and Jerry Gaston.
Come on over here, Bob. Talk about the award, a very nice cherished plaque. You've been at this quite a few years. What does this mean?
Well, it just, it's very humbling. Just tremendous to be recognized by our peers. And we just breed for runners and just roll the dice and hope we get something out of it. But we thank our peers very much. Very proud of it.
Very solid year, nice wins, 7 stakes wins as well.
Sure.
Yeah, very solid year, some very big victories, 7 stakes victories. What lies ahead for this year? You're hoping for another repeat with this?
We hope so. We've got some good babies out there.
Congratulations. Bob and Jerry Gaston.
Well, the breeders, of course, need someone to sell their horses to. Years ago, when I was still brand new to the business, I told my wife I was surprised to find that racehorse owners almost never place bets on horse races. And she said, why don't they gamble on horse racing? And I said, oh, they gamble on it. They just don't place bets. The nominees for AQHA champion owner are Edward C. Allred, who leads this list in total starters with 80. Norma and Brenda Alvarez and Deborah Laney, who had almost $1.5 million in total earnings with just 1 starter, Handsome Jack Blash. And Lilia Alvidrez, who had 5 restricted graded stake starts. And Hura Corporation, second in total wins with 46. Jesus Cuevas and Jesus Avila, owners of Last to Fire and the 2-year-old Turbulent Times, collected $1.1 million in total earnings. Jose and Gustavo de la Torre, who had the second most starts in open graded stakes. Gerald DeWitt, the second most prolific owner on this list with 64 starters. Ralph and Carolyn Fales, who started 4 stakes races and won all 4. Ivy Lane Racing, winners of multiple stakes at Ajax Downs. Carl C. Peavyhouse started in 12 open graded stakes, more than any other contender. The group of Presita, Gregorio, De La Torre, and De La Torre had 1 starter and $816,000 in earnings. Alliance Ranches LLC earned a hair under $2 million and fielded All-American Derby winner Feature Hero. San Gregorio Racing Stables LLC started 7 open graded stakes with a stable of just 20 starters. Andrew T. Smith earned more than $1 million, most notably with the help of the 3-year-old Wicked Courage. Christine Tavares, another who had a very busy year, started 43 horses in 2013. Jaime Torres, who averaged almost $90,000 per starter. Johnny Trotter, who in his own name started 8 open graded stakes. And Johnny Trotter and Burnett Ranches, who had $1.2 million in earnings, almost all of that from graded stakes. AQHA Racing's 2013 champion owner is Johnny Trotter and Burnett Ranches of Herbert, Texas and Guthrie, Texas. The pair of Trotter and Burnett had 2 graded stakes wins. They sure made them count, particularly with Miss First Prize Rose's win of the Rainbow Futurity.
They're running in the Rainbow Futurity. Fast into stride, BP, It's My Policy with Rocked Up. Regal Eagles behind them. Down at the rail, fast into stride was Belle Helene, along with Miss First Prize Rose. Center of the course, Regard the Cartel. Regard the Cartel to the inside, Belle Helene and Miss First Prize Rose. Miss First Prize Rose, Belle Helene in the photo for the win.
The other graded stakes win was Viva Mi Corazon in the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity. By year's end, our champion owners had 13 wins in 43 starts and total earnings of $1,205,000. Overall record from 43 starts was 13, 7, and 7. Another round of applause, please.
Johnny Trotter will speak for the group. Kind of mean. All of you have been up here a couple of times. We just let you get settled in and then call you back up. But congratulations on a very nice year and a nice partnership with Burnett Ranches.
Well, thank you. There's a lot of people to thank in this deal. Blaine and Trey Woods and Clay Sparks and the boy in California, Leal, Paul Leal, and little old Rico. Anyway, it didn't just happen, you know. We put out a lot of money. I'd like to thank Dickie Shears for my horses and one of my horses, and of course Bob and Jerry Gaston been up here. They've been a big influence on my racing career, and Sean Hubbard with what all he's done in Ruidoso. I can't put enough emphasis on all the people who've helped us.
Well, congratulations, first owner award, Johnny Trotter, Burnett Ranches. Culmination of many, many years of work with a nice award tonight.
Well, there was a lot more to training racehorses than, oh my heavens, what's going on?
I didn't think the most important people is my wife Jana and Karen and Glenn and of course I guess the greatest partner anybody could have is Ann Marion, and I really appreciate her letting me be a part of their deal.
If I ever accept an award on stage and I forget to thank my wife, I want someone to stop the show and tell me. I don't need to tell anybody in this room that there's a lot more to training racehorses than scheduling workouts. Each year, AQHA recognizes one of the best with an award named for one of the best. The contenders for the title of Blaine Schwanevelt Champion Trainer are Kevin Broussard, who trained the winners of more than $1 million. Clinton R. Crawford, winner of the Lubbock Stakes and the Black Gold Futurity Championship. Jose De La Torre, who trained the winners of more than $3 million. Jose Antonio Flores had a great year at Los Al, highlighted by a win in the Kindergarten Futurity. Juan M. Gonzalez, the only trainer on this year's ballot whose average starter earned more than $50,000. Michael W. Joyner tallied 4 wins in open graded stakes at 4 different tracks. Paul C. Jones, the leader of this group in total earnings with $3.7 million. Judd S. Curl, winner of the Retama Park Derby. Kenneth L. Roberts, who got 99 wins out of 152 starters. Luis Villafranco, who scored victories in the Ruidoso and Rainbow Derbies. Eddie DeWills was the second highest earning trainer in 2013 at $3.4 million. Blaine Wood, winning trainer of the Grade 1 Rainbow Futurity. And Trey Wood, who trained 5 different horses to open graded stakes wins. AQHA Racing's 2013 Blaine Schwanevelt champion trainer is Paul Jones, Cypress, California. Heritage Place has asked Paul to not sit in the same seat each year at this event because he started to wear a path in the concrete floor. 5 Grade 1 wins this year, 14 graded stakes wins altogether, and 26 stakes victories in 2013. Here, Paul coaches Check and Fetch to a win in the Grade 1 Mariel Distaff Challenge Championship.
And away they go. And a good start here for Check and Fetch and Cool Wave to the extreme outside. She's just toxic. This feature is special. Threatening to run a strong one. Feature Ms. Alibi to the extreme outside as this feature is special. Outrun by She's Just Toxic and Check and Fetch, but she might catch them both on the wire in a very driving finish. This feature is special. Check and Fetch wins it. Very tight between She's Just Toxic. This feature is special for second. Then Cool Wave and I'm a Feature Girl will be in a photo for fourth. But the winner here of the Mariel Racing Distaff Challenge Championship is Check and Fetch.
It's becoming difficult to talk about Paul's career without using superlatives. He even wrapped up the year away from sunny Southern California with a win in the championship at Sunland Park.
Paul Jones, 12 consecutive champion trainer awards since 2002. We've done this a few times now. Anything new to say about this?
Well, I'm going to start off with thanking my wife. And I want to thank Johnny for reminding me. You know what? It's been a tough year this year. There's a lot of good trainers out there, a lot of good horses, a lot of good owners. You know, I owe a lot of thanks to all my staff, my assistant Lisa Salmel and Rocky Gonzalez, and the rest of my team, my grooms, you know, the jockeys that rode for me, the owners that gave me horses. It's just a big team effort to get me here, and I really appreciate this award. It's not a same old thing. It's really exciting every year. I wasn't sure I was going to get it this year, and I'm really pleased. I want to thank everybody.
All right, so 12 years in a row. Next year you get to go, well, this year, 2014, you get to go for lucky number 13. Can we do that again, or what do you think? Is it too early?
You know, it gets harder and harder every year. We're just going to do our best and hope for the best.
Congratulations, Paul Jones, Blaine Schwanevelt champion trainer. Matt?
Horse racing has been around about as long as horses and humans have occupied the same space. The word jockey took its current meaning in the 1600s when it also referred to a horse dealer that could outwit somebody in a business deal. Well, jockeys still have to outwit their competitors. They need to be physically powerful, yet lightweight. They require whip-crack reflexes and the ability to remain in control in the midst of chaos. Here are this year's contenders for AQHA champion jockey. David A. Alvarez, winner of the Sam Houston Classic Handicap and the Firecracker Futurity at Delta. Jimmy Dean Brooks won the sport's richest race of all time, the $2.8 million All-American Derby. G.R. Carter Jr. was one of the hardest working men in show business, saddling up 775 times with more than $3 million in mount earnings. John Hamilton led the pack in wins this year with 158. Cody Jensen's mounts earned the most in open graded stakes at $2.4 million. All-American Futurity winner Jaime Pargalios led all jockeys in mount earnings this year with $3.6 million. Alfonso Lujan, whose 5 stakes wins all came in Louisiana. Cruz Mendez piloted Glitter in My Face to a win in the Kindergarten Futurity. Eduardo Nicasio, winner of 3 open grade 1s at Los Alamitos. Berkeley Packer this year won a ton of races at Prairie Meadows, including the Grade 3 Terrace Hill Stakes. Escar Ramirez, who from 29 open graded stakes had 3 wins and 10 seconds. Raul Ramirez Jr. finished in the money in 45% of his races in 2013. Ricky Ramirez had a pair of Grade 1 Futurity wins, the Rainbow and the Dash for Cash. Francisco C. Rubio, winner of an amazing 4 open grade 1s, including the Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity. And Ramon Sanchez, who in open graded stakes went 7, 4, and 5 from just 31 starts. AQHA Racing's 2013 champion jockey is Cody Jensen of Stanton, California. Cody mounted up in 44 open and restricted graded stakes in 2013, won 8 of them. Here's his richest graded stakes win of the year aboard Wicked Courage in the Rainbow Derby.
They're running in the Rainbow Derby. Joker on Jack floated out at the start, but came away fast. Wicked Courage fast as well. Then it's Scatmandu, Crash Cartel, followed up by Sudden Thoughts, and then Double them on. Wicked Courage, Joker on Jack battle way down at the rail. JJ's John is trying to get involved. Wicked Courage, JJ's gone, and on the outside, Joker on Jack. Wicked Courage, 9 in a row. 2 down, 1 to go in the Triple Crown for 3-year-olds.
Cody actually piloted Wicked Courage to 3 graded stakes wins in 2013, including the Rudosa Derby and the Bob Moore Memorial Stakes. Finished the year with more than $3.1 million in mount earnings, second among all jockeys.
Cody Jensen with me. Congratulations, Cody. This is kind of a trend tonight. There's a lot of folks receiving awards who have been at this a long time and put a lot of hard work into it, and you continue the trend this evening. First Champion Jockey Award.
Oh yeah, it's, you know, it's always nice to be recognized for your hard work, you know, first and foremost. And you know, this year was really close for riders. You know, you could have took 5 or 6 of us, threw our name in a hat, and pulled one out and called them the winner. So, but you know, it's really nice. I've been wanting this for a long time, you know, and I got to thank all my owners and trainers, and everybody keeps putting me on really good horses, and my agents, both in California and the Midwest, and my lovely wife, Amy. Hey, we did it, babe. We did it. Oh, yeah, and all the doctors that keep putting me back together.
I was going to come to that, but since you started it, a few years ago, you had a pretty bad accident. I know it's tough what you do, but you keep on persevering, and now you get this.
Oh, yeah, you know, it's always good to have good doctors, you know. They will put you back together again and send you back out there and hope not to see you again, you know. So, but it's perseverance, and you know, we did it. We finally did it.
Congratulations, Cody. Long time coming. Matt?
Before we announce this year's AQHA World Champion Racehorse, we want to present our final individual achievement, the AQHA Racing Council Special Recognition Award, which honors a lifetime of service and dedication to the development, promotion, and enhancement of American quarter horse racing. Nominations are submitted by members of the AQHA Racing Committee and Racing Council, with the winner determined by a vote of the council. The recipient of the 2013 AQHA Racing Council Special Recognition Award is the late Joanne Adams of Guyman, Oklahoma. As most of you already know, Joanne passed away in November of last year. She was active in American quarter horse racing for 45 years. Joanne and her husband JR raced champion Rocket Wrangler, who won the All-American Futurity in 1970 and later sired Dash for Cash. She bought the mare Joanna Kate as a yearling at a Heritage Place sale. The horse Joanne named after her granddaughter. She would become a Grade 1 winner and earner of more than $500,000, as well as a stakes-winning dam. For several years, the couple owned and operated La Mesa Park Racetrack near Raton, New Mexico. Was one of the few major quarter horse tracks at the time, and the Adams worked hard to promote the sport. Accepting this award on Joanne's behalf this evening is Joanne's daughter, Ashley Landis. "20 champions down, and 1 to go. 3 horses each year are eligible to be voted World Champion Racing American Quarter Horse. The champion 2-year-old, the champion 3-year-old, and the champion aged horse. The 2013 champion 2-year-old is Handsome Jack Flash, owned by Norma and Brenda Alvarez and Deborah Laney, bred in New Mexico by Deborah Laney. The 2013 champion 3-year-old is Feature Hero, owned by Reliance Ranches LLC, bred in Oklahoma by Lana Merrick and Kent Jackson. And the 2013 champion aged horse is Last to Fire, owned by Jesus Cuevas and Jesus Avila, bred in California by Spencer Childers. All 3 outstanding horses and all worthy of this award. AQHA is proud to present the 2013 World Champion Racing American Quarter Horse, Last to Fire. Our newest world champion totaled 5 wins in 6 starts last year. 3 of those 5 were open Grade 1s. Now, earlier, we watched Last to Fire win the $750,000 Champion of Champions. Our final race this evening wasn't Last to Fire's richest race of the year, but it may be his most impressive.
And away they go in the Go Man Go handicap, and the one who came away the best was J.M. Blue Light. Check My Thoughts running powerfully, but so is Last to Fire, who really catches the eye. Just Feature Me Quick's trying to close in, and so is He's Our Secret, but Last to Fire is under a stranglehold here, and Last to Fire taking on one of the toughest fields in the Go Man Go and doing it so impressively. A bunched up photo. Riley's boy came flying to be in that photo with Check My Thoughts and Sparky E-Boy and Chivalry, but how good is Last to Fire right now? Annihilated the field in the Go Man Go.
At $515,000, Last to Fire led all aged horses in earnings in 2013 and totaled victories in 3 open Grade 1s. Tonight we've watched him win the Champion of Champions and the Go Man Go, and you can add to that list the Grade 1 Vessel's Maturity. There are horses that earned more in 2013, but you can argue that there are no horses who did more with their opportunities.
Jesus Cuevas, owners of Last to Fire. You've been up here already once tonight. Now you get the big award. Talk about what it means.
We're very happy. Thank you to AQHA to do this kind of awards, and we're happy.
Come on, you've got to give me more than that. Are you a little bit surprised?
Like I tell you before, the first time, we are not really surprised because the horse, when he has 2 years old, qualified for the Los Alamitos 2 Millions. He beat second place. When he has 3 years old, we qualify for a winter derby. When he has in the 4 years old, qualify for the winter championship, and then Vessels, and you see what the horse is doing.
World champion in addition to the other championships. Congratulations for trainer Jose De La Torre, 2 years in a row with the world champion last year with 1 Dash and Eagle this year, Last to Fire. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
And I'll ask the room for one more round of applause for all of our champions this evening. They all deserve congratulations. Now, in just a couple of minutes, you'll be able to enjoy yourselves at the Champions Reception, sponsored by AQHA and Heritage Place. But first, we have some very important words. We want to thank the staff at Heritage Place for once again allowing us into their workplace the night before one of their biggest sales of the year. Thank you to the members of the AQHA Racing Champions Selection Subcommittee and all AQHA staff members who made this awards presentation possible. Thank you to the production crew, to all of our presenters, and thanks, of course, to Remington Park's Dale Day for doing his usual outstanding job on stage tonight. And finally, thank you to all Racing American quarter horsemen who are truly the only reason that this industry exists. So on behalf of Dale and the American Quarter Horse Association, I am Matt Darby saying good luck, good racing, and good night.